Another way that you might want to manipulate an image is rotating it. And rotating it has two different approaches. Because if you rotate an image, like unless it's a perfect square and you're only rotating it 90 degrees at a time, the shape of the image is not going to be rectangular. But in a computer, an image file is always rectangular. Now, there might be parts of the image that are transparent to make it appear that it's not rectangular, but let me just tell you, all images are rectangular, the way the computer sees them. So by default, what happens to the corners of the image that you're rotating? It gets cut off, and the background color is by default replaced with black. If I instead, okay, and this is rotating at 45 degrees, 45 degrees rotates it counterclockwise by that number of degrees. If I, instead of leaving this off, if I change expand to true, by default, expand is set to false. So if I leave it off, it's an optional argument. If I leave it off, it says expand is false, and we're cutting off the corners. If I say expand true, then what happens is it expands the size. It actually changes the size of the image to accommodate the corners of the rotated image. So this results in a larger image file. It doesn't change the size of the original, it changes the size of the whole thing so that it is rotated. So if I apply that to the buildings, or my transpose, I guess, let's get back to the buildings here. So there is my buildings rotated. And let's print the image size so we can see print. So print the image size. The image size here is the same as it was, 1920 and 1273. But if I expand it, then you can see it changes the image size to a much larger image. Okay. So that's rotating. So we can rotate, we can flip images, we can do all kinds of things to them.